Namaste. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be across the planet, around the world. My name is Greg Prescott from IN5D.com and IN5D.net. And today we're going to be talking about some of the physical signs that the new Earth is happening right now. So, just wondering, how are you guys coping right now? There's a lot of distractions that are going on. As a matter of fact, Allie and I talked about some of these distractions. We do a weekly IN5D Global Predictions show, and remember we were talking about Johnny Depp, and it was interesting because what we got was, I know specifically myself, I pulled the Sun card for Johnny Depp, which is obviously a positive outcome for him. But what I was picking up more than anything, and this was several weeks ago, almost 8 weeks ago that we did that. And what I was getting more than anything was that this is a distraction from something else. Everybody's putting their, yeah, that's a little bit better. Everybody's putting their energy into, Johnny Depp, what's going on with this Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, but there was something else going on, and as it turned out, it ended up being the monkeypox. So, and this is so predictable too, that every time this time of year here in the United States, there's always some kind of mass shooting going on right around the elections, and that's a ploy by the Democrats to get gun control. So there's lots of distractions that are going on. And why is that important? Because we need to pay attention to where we're putting our focus and attention. And that's huge. Wherever we put our focus and intent, that's where we're creating, and that's where we're manifesting from. So, real quick shout to everyone that's joining us so far. Hi to Joe and Claudette, Kind Spirit, Joe Harkenreader. Hey, Joe, how are you? Upstate New York, one of my longtime friends up there. Hi to Kind Spirit and Seeds of Light. Happy Saturday night to you indeed. Dave Winfield, I just shared your energy transference meme. Thanks. Oh, my pleasure. Thank you. It's a pretty great meme, isn't it? Uh, Joe saying, you're right. It's always a distraction. Totally. Yeah. And that's what it is. There's so much that's going on. And in this case, it was the monkeypox. What Allie and I are going to be doing too, we're going to be doing a monthly global predictions as well as the weekly. And we're going to be doing that the first Friday of every month. And then we'll be doing a recap of the previous month. And I was just going back and I was doing a recap, from the first week. And I was curious about the whole Johnny Depp, Amber Heard thing, and what we saw from that and how it ended up playing out. And like I said, it was spot on. So uh, Johnny Depp got the Sun card, and it ended up being a distraction for monkeypox. So, oh, there's my baby. Hello, my love. Hi, baby. Allie had an event today, and she's dealing with an abscess tooth. She asked me if she wanted me to come on. I'm like, no, just hang out, relax. I gotcha. I gotcha. So hi to Josephine and Claudette, Becky, Becca, Donna. I knew it was a distraction. I didn't watch a second of it. Neither did I. I swear to God, I didn't watch a second of it. Not 1 second. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm like, screw it. But happy Saturday night or whenever it is that you're watching. I know some people will be watching this on the recorded version. Some people may be watching this a year or two from now. Hopefully, um, Well, if most of us have disappeared that are on this chat, you'll know that what I'm about to say to you is for real. So, but who knows? Sandy says, "Hi, I missed you today." I for oh shoot, I thought you said wait. Today's Saturday. That's right. Sonia was off Friday. Yeah, today I went to my parents' house. My father's brother was there, and my mom's best friend, who's my aunt, also was there. So, along with my parents. So yeah, I couldn't make it to the beach for bocce, but uh, I think it was a horrible day for bocce because the high tide was like at 3 something, so there wasn't a lot of room to play. So hi to Sonia and Skip McBurney. Happy Juneteenth, indeed, Juneteenth, and happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Tomorrow's Father's Day here in the United States, so happy Father's Day to all of you, including myself. Happy Father's Day to me. Hi, Propus and Lacey. I've been waiting all day for this. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Hi to Melissa. 107 degrees in Oklahoma today. Wow. Hi to Von Craig. Glad you could join us. And thank you, Claudette, for welcoming everyone. Hi to Cindy. I can't listen long. What's your topic tonight? Yes, happy Father's Day. Well, tonight we're talking about signs of the new earth. And I'll be expounding a little bit more on what I have wrote as well on my article. So Allie said that it's Father's Day in the UK too. It's good to know. We actually have asynchronized holiday. Hi, Jane. Thank you for joining. 97 in Augusta, Georgia. Yeah, it was like 95 here in Florida. And hi to Camille in Sedona. Yeah, we're going to be talking about DNA today as well as the new Earth changes. So we got a lot to cover. What do you say? We jump into it right now. Okay. So I wrote an article, and it's really important, and I hope you guys have a chance to share it. It's in the link below the video. So there's something major going on in the evolution of humanity, and we're in the midst of it right now. The late Dolores Cannon spoke about the new Earth, and you can see that clip in the article posted below this video. What we're starting to see is the actual evidence of the shift to the new Earth happening in real time. By now, many people in this field have heard of the background people, or as Dolores Cannon calls them, backdrop people. Dolores Cannon mentions the backdrop people in her The Convoluted Universe Book 4, but goes further in depth in The Convoluted Universe Book 5. They're just like movie extras. They're in the scene, but they don't play a major role, yet are needed to make the scene seem real. Dolores wrote via her hypnotized subject saying they, the backdrop people, won't survive. They'll be gone. The others, us, will move on. This new place will be so beautiful. The vibration will be so high, and this will be a learning place. The old Earth will be on one level, and the new Earth will be on a higher level, but they won't see each other, like they're in 2 time warps. Dolores added, "This is why it's important for us to realize that it is only an illusion, and to find the role in the creation of the new Earth and our part in helping others find theirs." So if you're watching this video, you probably experienced this many times. I started experiencing this several years ago, and this has probably happened to you as well. I was in the grocery store shopping, and it felt like everyone around me was kind of a zombie, walking around aimlessly. And you look at what's in their shopping carts, and it's basically garbage. And then someone walks by you, and without saying a word, you know that person is awake. You kind of smile and nod at that person, and that person does the same in return. No words are spoken. It's just a knowing. On a different occasion, I saw a man pick up a piece of garbage and bring it to the garbage can. It was a Cheetos uh, chip bag that was in the sand. And I said, thank you, but he never heard me say it. And I said it loud enough for him to hear it, and he wasn't wearing earbuds. Maybe he was deaf, but it's highly unlikely. The other day I was at the beach when the weather was forecasted to be rainy, yet the day started out beautifully. There were relatively few people on the beach. It was so deserted that it already felt like the new earth. But what's even more fascinating is how I've been seeing more and more adults simply playing at the beach without children. And this is the inner child coming out. And I'm seeing this more and more often, especially on the beach. And I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen adult couples building sandcastles and there's no children around except their own inner children. And that's one of the things that I'm noticing. The inner child on many adults is awakening and coming out right now. As many of you know, I play bocce ball on the beach. It's great exercise for me after my quadruple bypass surgery. But what am I actually doing? I'm playing ball on the beach. The other day I was playing bocce with a friend, and a young man approached me and asked me if he could play with us. Unfortunately, I didn't bring an extra pair of bocce balls with me. Otherwise, it would have been cool to have a third player. But what really happened? Think about being a kid at the playground. You run up to some random child you've never met before and say, "Can I play too?" That's what happened at the beach. This is why it's really important to pay attention to everything around you. One morning, a couple days ago, I'm playing bocce by myself, and I see this large ball roll by me with a man chasing after it. Then I realized he was jogging on the beach, and this is how he made a game out of it. But what was really happening in the bigger picture? He and I were two grown men playing ball on the beach. It's that simple. Our inner children are telling us it's time to play. But what's really happening is that the two earths are separating, and those people whose inner children are coming out are the first responders to what's happening. I'd be willing to bet that many of you who are watching this video have experienced your inner child coming out recently as well. Not only am I noticing those whose inner children have come out to play, but I'm also noticing the old guard fading away. And here's an example. I was on my walk of gratitude when an older man, about 75, 80 years old, was walking towards me, and we're looking each other in the eye. He was wearing a red Kansas City Chiefs t-shirt. Being a Chiefs fan myself, I said, "Let's go Chiefs." And he didn't flinch. No smile, no acknowledgement, nothing. It's as if I was never in his realm of reality. And the first thing that came to mind was what Dolores Cannon was talking about, people, how they simply fade away out of other people's realities. Something else really special happened as I was walking toward the beach. There was an old man wearing sunglasses that looked like the kind of sunglasses a blind person would wear. And as he was nearing me, I smiled and said, "Good morning." No response whatsoever. And I said, "Good morning" again, but this time it was louder. And he was closer to me. Nothing except what seemed to be like a grunt of some sort. And it wasn't a normal grunt. It was as if he was trying to say something, but nothing came out. And it was just kind of like, his lips didn't even move. His mouth opened, but as he walked by me, I wryly smiled and thinking to myself how bizarre that experience was. Then a few seconds later, I turned around to look, and he was gone. This is a 75 to 80-year-old man Where I was walking was this narrow pathway going to the beach. The only way he could have gotten out of my sight was to sprint like 50 yards. Didn't happen. So that evening, I told my wife, Psychic Allie, about the experience, and she said he was an incarnated human angel. So it takes an incredible amount of energy to incarnate into the physical realm, and speaking takes even more energy. All this being could do was make a grunt-like sound for acknowledgement. On that same beach path, I've recently been seeing this brown rabbit. So I left some spinach and carrots for him the other day, and the following day, they were gone. As I was leaving the beach the other day, I saw him again, but I didn't have any vegetables to give him. So then I gave him some sunflower seeds, and he loved them. Now, the spirit message of the rabbit is good luck and abundance. And I felt like this was a global message for humanity. What we're now experiencing has a lot to do with the energy vibrations ramping up, which Dolores spoke about in the video I have posted below in my article. The one thing you'll notice as well is how people simply stare at you as if they're looking at something they've never seen before. Children are the best barometer of this because they're so innocent and they're not tainted by society. Plus, many of them are likely able to still see auras in people, so your aura and energy is likely to be what is causing this reaction. We're living in a really exciting period of time right now. The shift to the new earth has already begun. Are you noticing this as well? And here's a few more signs that you're shifting into the new earth. According to Greg Braden's research, we're only utilizing 20 of the 64 codons in our DNA. What might we be capable of doing if all of the codons in our DNA were turned on? Perhaps we could perform every latent metaphysical ability, such as healing ourselves and others, including this planet, telepathy, teleporting ourselves anywhere, bilocating, manifesting anything out of thin air, seeing into other dimensions, etc. Dr. Masaru Emoto's research has concluded that water has consciousness. So based on this premise, I decided to do an experiment with water, ho'oponopono, sigils, and positive affirmations. After researching the benefits of water, I decided to buy an ozone generator to infuse my water with extra oxygen. In addition, as per Dr. Masaru Emoto's research into the consciousness of water, I added affirmations and ho'oponopono. Now, ho'oponopono is the Hawaiian code of forgiveness that follows 4 simple mantras. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Dr. Emoto's research shows us that water has consciousness. So I combined ho'oponopono with a positive self-affirmation, which is, all of my codons are open. I decided to take this one step further after researching the power of sigils. A sigil is an inscribed or painted symbol considered by many to have magical powers. Many corporate logos use symbols as a way to subconsciously influence us. A perfect example would be the Shell logo, which innocently looks like a shell, but it actually represents the sun and sun worshiping, which pre-existed before many religious belief systems. Exxon uses symbols and sigils as a way to represent Saturn. In astrotheology, Saturn is Satan. Did you ever wonder why we exchange rings during wedding ceremonies? The rings represent the rings of Saturn, Satan. Look no further than the pre-Christian Christmas time celebration of Saturnalia, which was a week of debauchery and drunkenness. In this world of polarity and duality, the same practices can be done with pure intent. So I decided to make a sigil glass that contained all of my affirmations, and this is what it looks like. After pouring water into my sigil glass, I ask Creator, Source, Universe, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, friends and family on both sides of the veil, galactic neighbors and friends, Mother Earth, and my higher self to help me achieve my goals. I then speak my affirmations into the water. Then I apply Ho'oponopono, and finish by saying, please send these messages to every cell in my body. Namaste. I'm going to read an excerpt from an article entitled, Your Emotional, Physical, Mental, and Spiritual State Changes Every 7 years. Most of us have heard the old saying that every cell in the body is changed over a period of 7 years, but recent investigation has uncovered facts of far more significance to us as human beings. This concerns the emotional, physical, and mental changes that seem to occur in approximate 7-year intervals. Of course, there are no fixed boundaries, and so one may achieve these levels of maturity at any period of our life. So perhaps this is why Tibetan monks are able to do remote viewing after spending more than 7 years in meditation. Is it possible that their DNA changed as well? With this in mind, it may only take 7 years or less to change our DNA. It's important to keep in mind that the ozone leaves the water relatively quickly, so your best bet is to drink it as quickly as possible. Some reports say that ozone only lasts up to an hour or two before dissipating. So what I did was I also added a picture of, and here it is right here, what looks like this is what I looked like at a younger age, along with the binary code that says all of my codons are open. And this is what it looks like. And I keep this on my refrigerator. I've also eliminated the first two affirmations and only say at this point, the only thing I say while putting this affirmation out there are all of my codons are open. And I say this both forward and reversed. Now, reverse language is an occult science that's been used for many years and is known as the law of reversal. A good example of this is how Oprah's studio, which is called Harpo, is Oprah reversed. Although this may be used in many black magic circles, it can also be used for white magic with pure intentions. All of my codons are open reversed is Nipo Era Snodak Infla. Throughout the day, I'll tell myself all of my codons are open, and I'll say that both forward and reversed. I also incorporate a similar mantra in what I call a walk of gratitude, where I say, Dear Creator, Source, Universe, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, friends and family on both sides of the veil, galactic neighbors and friends, higher self, and Mother Earth. I'm sorry if I don't say this as often as I should. Please forgive me. Thank you for your unconditional love, safety, support, protection, and abundance in everything that's good, as I promise to listen with open eyes, ears, mind, and heart. I ask you that you help me open all the codons in my RNA and DNA so I can heal myself and others in humanity's best interests. More than anything, I love you all. So within that, you heard the Ho'oponopono and the intention for turning on all the codons in my RNA and DNA. Additionally, I created 2 free guided meditations. You'll find those links below this video. 1 hour DNA RNA codon activation mantra and a 1 hour RNA DNA codon activation mantra with ambient music. And like I said, you can find those right below this video, and you can listen to that yourself. Now, bear with me 1 second here. So far, I mean, how are you guys doing? Do you guys recognize any of these things that are happening? Are you starting to see what's happening with the new Earth? Bear with me. So some additional signs that we're looking at too. We're going to get into this in a minute. And this is why it's so important to where you place your thoughts and intentions. According to the late Dolores Cannon's hypnotherapy research, a new Earth is being formed where many of us will go in the near future. Much of this is based on vibration, not only of our planet, but each individual on this planet. The most difficult concept to understand is how two Earths can exist at the same time. So through the double slit experiment, quantum physics teaches us that our focus intention influences perceived outcomes. Every decision you make creates an alternate reality. According to Dolores Cannon, anytime you make a decision of any kind, it will split again and again and again. Cannon added that if you don't put a lot of energy into another decision, then that will dissipate. So here's some additional signs that you're getting ready for the new Earth. And the first one is you constantly experience synchronicities. And many of you guys, you'll have your own numbers, whether it's 1111, 111, 555, many of us have seen these. You might get something like, say your birthday, at least here in the United States, we'll say your birthday is today, June 18th. So you might see 0618. You might see 618 as the time. You might look at the watch or clock and see 618. And a lot of you probably haven't noticed that, but your birthday will come up oftentimes. From this point forward, you'll probably start seeing your birthday coming up a lot whenever you look at the time. So these aren't coincidences. When you look at these synchronicities, try to be cognizant of what you were thinking about when the synchronicity occurred. The next one would be you begin to manifest your desires with ease. Dolores Cannon once said, one of the biggest lessons you came to Earth to learn is how to manipulate energy. This is how powerful your mind is. You can create anything. And this includes the ability to manifest. Another one would be your eating habits changed. You might find yourself eating less meat and more healthy organic foods and beverages. You may find that you're experiencing a specific craving that you never really had beforehand for a particular food. Your dreams might become more prophetic and less fearful. And the reason for that is once we let go of the fear, there's nothing left for the subconscious mind to process except positive dreams or perhaps prophetic dreams. When we sleep, the subconscious mind is constantly trying to resolve these issues through metaphors in our dreams. If there's no conflict or fear, then you'll find that your dreams can become quite prophetic. So you may also have a strong desire for truth, even if it contradicts your previous belief systems. For many people, religion falls under that category as more and more people are becoming spiritual and not religious. You understand fear and release it much easier than ever before. And that a lot of that boils down to the inner work and the shadow work that we've all been doing throughout the years. You might be sensing a thinning of dimensions, which means you may begin to see energies out of the corner of your eye. Some people might see orbs, while other people sense a particular energy in the room. And I've had that where there's this guy, I might be opening up the refrigerator and I'll open it up and I'll see this man wearing a fedora. He's a short man. He kind of follows me around. Another time I was on a cruise with my ex and she had already went to bed. And I look over at her and I saw her lifting out of her body while this man in the fedora was watching her. And they both disappeared. But that energy, that man wearing the fedora is there and he goes. But like I said, that could be orbs as well. So, if you're experiencing that stuff, that's one of the signs. You're experiencing glitches in time or time loops. For example, you might place your keys in a specific spot every day, but one day they're nowhere near where you placed them. Or you may drive the same way home every night from work, but this time you find yourself on an unfamiliar road. And here's another one. You begin to drift away from friends and family who don't understand you. And this is another common theme where we align ourselves with those of the same or similar vibrations, bringing star family together. That's what I'm doing here. And sometimes it doesn't involve our entire family. And that's the hard part to swallow. And as a result, family and friends will seem to fade away from our lives, even though we stay connected with them. Or some will literally fade away as we move into higher vibrations. You might hear high-pitched frequencies. In general, they're not associated with tinnitus or a vitamin D deficiency. Sometimes they're just very loud in one ear, while other times they're loud in both ears. And if it's in the right ear, that's a current life issue. And if it's in the left ear, that would be something past life. So you can actually delve into this and fine tune what you're hearing. And each sound vibrates to a certain frequency, and you can find those frequencies within the chakras. And that can tell you perhaps which chakra needs attuning. You might have a strong desire to go home, wherever that may be. And a lot of people find themselves stargazing and wondering which star system is their planet of origin. Some feel an affinity to the Pleiades, Lyra, Arcturus, Orion, etc., while others feel home right here on Earth. Regardless of your planet of origin, we are all citizens of this amazingly beautiful planet. So be sure to love Mother Earth and show her gratitude for hosting us during this incarnation. And you might begin to experience metaphysical abilities that you never thought you could do beforehand. This could be as simple as seeing your aura or the aura of other people, or it might be an ability such as telepathy, bilocation, or clairaudience. And lastly, and I spoke about this in depth, was your DNA. People are looking younger, longer, older. My wife, Allie, she's 50. She doesn't look anywhere near 50. I turned 62 in October. I have a picture that I superimposed of me with my grandparents and both of my grandfathers, and we're all the same age. And this picture I did a couple of years ago. Oh, last year. We were all around the age of 60, and they looked their age. And if you look at like older pictures, for people my age, younger kids, like my daughter, they're going to think that most parents are probably younger as they're older. But like if you're in your 50s or 60s right now, think of when you were a kid and how old people looked in their 50s or 60s back then. People are looking younger, longer. Now, as I mentioned, I do a lot of work. I've been working on my DNA since 2007. You can find that article, everything I do on my DNA. You can find that below this video. But people are looking younger, longer. I had somebody question me. I'm in a 55 and over park, and somebody questioned me if I was even, because if I guess they didn't think I was 55. I'm like, thank you. Turned 62 in a couple months. So anyway, I have been missing out on all the chat, and I can't wait to go back and look at this. It'd be cool to open this up for a spirit chat right now, but Got a lot of stuff I got to do. So, huh. TL Schaefer said, craving melons, watermelon, cantaloupe. I've been craving watermelon for like 2 months. I just had a big piece of watermelon. I just sliced it right down the center and ate the whole thing. It was yummy. About a month ago, I thought, yeah, my hair's growing quickly. I did. I did. Um, it's growing real quick. And maybe that's another sign of, moving into the new earth, or having our DNA, you know, upgraded. I'm that's that's my passion, is to, to figure out, like Braden said, Greg Braden, we only have 20 of the 64 codons in our DNA turned on. So if one person can figure out how to turn on the remaining 44 codons in our DNA, you can do anything. You'll have every ability. You'll have abilities that were never even thought of. Things that you'll probably be able to see things into other dimensions, and yeah. So that's my goal, is to figure out how to turn on all the codons in my DNA. And I recommend, if you're adventurous, check out my article. Use whatever I do, tweak it, change it. All it takes is one of us to create that 100th monkey effect, or to at least provide the template for other people to show us how to do that. And I feel like I'm on the right path right now. So, Tales of the Awakening, I'm new here to your videos. Grateful to meet you and the others here. I love hearing these stories. I know we are bringing in the energy. So thank you for being here. I also want to remind everyone to be sure to subscribe to IN5D, because I'll keep you updated with everything. And we have a lot of live shows that we do, Allie and I, and along with the weekly tarot as well. And be sure to hit that bell notification, because I know that YouTube has, and I've been told this by other people, they've intentionally unsubscribed people and took off the bell notification. So you sometimes have to manually do that and resubscribe again. But yeah, we're right now we're televising right now to my personal Facebook page, and then simulcasting to the IN5D Facebook page, as well as here on YouTube. So it's beautiful that we have this platform to be able to do this and reach so many people. So David says that Doreen Virtue said that the ringing in the ears is the angels talking to you, or you are downloading information from a higher plane. Yeah, I would say it's downloading information more so than anything else, and it could be angels speaking as well. As you can see, I'm a little behind, and thank you, Emma. I appreciate that. Rosie says she's eating watermelon now. Hi, Rosie. Okay. Carol Joe says she's already seeing into other dimensions. It's wild. That would be a great article if you want to write an article for IN5D to share your experiences. I recommend that. Someone else, Quartz Quantum. My hair grows like a weed. I got a haircut back in April. Hopefully it doesn't look like a weed, right? It just grows like a weed. Looks about 72. Okay, I'm good with that. So Rob, like the guy that told me when I get my 50s, I'll find out. I was 68, and wow, that's an awesome compliment. Hi, Drita. Thank you for joining us. Hello, handsome. Rosie's saying that because she said, "Hi, Greg," and the beautiful Allie, and I called her out on it. I said, "What? What? The beautiful Allie and hi, Greg?" So Oh God, your hair looks amazing. Oh, thank you. It's I'm just grateful to still have hair at my age. So anyway, let's wrap things up here. I just want to thank everyone for joining me here. Well, on my personal Facebook page, if you're there, or on the N5D Facebook page, or right here on the N5D YouTube channel. If no one told you this yet today, please allow me to be the first. You are loved. You are appreciated. Thank you for your service to humanity. And that's where we're going to leave it off. I'm going to wrap it up with that. So grateful to have all of you join me tonight. Leave your comments below if you're watching this on the recorded version, or if you have some things that you'd like to add to the conversation, because I go through and I read all the comments. So until the next time, I'm Greg from in5d.com and in5d.net, where we have our shirts are on sale. Buy 3 get 1 free on. I just use the code LOVEIN5D at in5d.net, and I'm sending you all infinite love and light. Namaste, everyone.